everybody, it's Brava Media, and today I'm here with Jaden Bowling, and he's going to be answering some of the questions that y'all have sent in for him, so let's get into it. Okay, what first got you interested into racing?
I don't know. Well, my grandfather and uncle, my whole family's been in it. They've been in it their whole life, and then I come along and had a lot of interest in it. I had interest late in it when I was like 10 years old, but once I first did it, it kind of took off from there, and here we are.
What is the biggest mistake that new sprint car drivers make?
I guess the biggest mistake would be, I don't know, you can try too hard and try to go wide open too early until you get a good feel of it, because they're very fast, very responsive, and can be very out of control at times.
Why run the bottom when the top is faster?
I don't know. I can't really answer that because I've always been the top no matter what, I guess, because the top's a little more treacherous. Mistakes has to be minimized when you're on the top, and I think it plays a lot of mind games with a lot of people, so they would just rather play it safe and run the bottom.
Why do sprint cars look like they're drifting when they're going through the turns?
I think the biggest thing is that all the stagger you run. People run like 12, 13 inches of stagger, and it just has to move a little bit, but it don't really feel like you're drifting just because of how fast you're going.
What is the difference between loose and pushing?
Loose is when you hit the corner and the rear of the car kicks out first, and then pushing is when you go to turn into the corner and the front end just wants to keep going straight.
What are some of your goals for your racing career moving forward?
Well, the ultimate goal is to either get to NASCAR, the Cup Series, or the World of Outlaws full time. It's either one of them would be okay with me.
You burst into the sprint car scene last year as an instant contender. What advice would you give to the younger drivers looking to go through the ranks?
That's a tough one. There's a lot of different obstacles, but I would say the first one is when you start running the class, you don't move up until you're ready, and you have to be really focused, really determined. It's a very, very tough sport to get to the top end. So first thing is never give up, work hard, and always pay attention to people giving you advice, especially the legends of the sport.
What is a wicker bill and what is it used for?
The wicker bill, it goes on the top of the wing, the very back top. And we've got anywhere from a 1/2 inch to 2 inches. And it just creates more downforce on the rear when the track gets slick. Obviously, you can put the biggest one you're allowed to run, whatever series it is, but it creates more downforce on the rear of the car.
Do you talk to yourself in the helmet during a race, not thinking to yourself, but talking out loud?
No, I don't never. I always think a lot, but I don't ever actually talk inside my helmet.
Who are your sponsors?
The first sponsor is Barrier Fence Supply Company, and then we have Bridges Heating and Air, Veterans for the Win, Moss Racing Engines. There's just so many people that come on board to make this program make a full circle, and we're actually seeking sponsorship for the 2026 season. So if anyone out there is willing to come on board, we'd be glad to have you.
Who is your favorite race car driver of all time?
I guess it would be between the two of everybody. That'd be Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell. And Larson, because he's always on the edge. I like that. You're always right on the borderline of out of control. Bell, he always seems to be there at the end and capitalize on any mistakes from being out of control. But I would say it would be between those two for sure.
If you could race any other type of car, what would it be?
I don't know. I've always wanted to run a super late model on dirt. I feel like that'd be fun, like the World of Outlaws Super, something like that.
What's the hardest part about driving a sprint car that most people don't realize?
I guess the speed, the power, and how finicky they are. You got 800 horsepower on, 1,500 pounds. It with 13 inches of stagger, it can get it can get yourself in trouble very quickly.
Do you have a favorite racetrack that you like to race at?
Yes, Carolina Speedway and Deep South, where we're at tonight. I think those two have been my favorite. Volunteer, there's a lot of good ones, but I'd say the two would be Deep South and Carolina Speedway.
What has been the biggest challenge in your racing career, and how did you overcome it?
Biggest challenge. I'd say the biggest challenge was not getting to my head. I would always get in my head and then kind of make me overthink or mess up and all that. And the biggest thing that helped was Pops, my grandfather, and Uncle, just kind of got me out of that. And now he would always talk me through it. And just over the years, I've been able to overcome it. And now we just keep an open mind and always ready for anything.
And last but not least, what is your most favorite racing memory so far?
I would say my favorite win of all time was when we won the Jeff McCall at Carolina in the very first 360 start. That was probably up top, just from taking such a big step, and then that race turned out to be one of the biggest races of the year. And we ended up winning the dash, starting on pole and leading every lap, with Ricky Stenhouse finishing second. So I would say that one's definitely on top of the charts for right now. Alrighty, y'all. I think that wrapped up all the questions. We greatly appreciate it, and had a lot of fun. And we'll get some more questions out, and we'll start doing one or two of these every weekend, and see if we can't help get everybody informed and yeah, keep everybody updated. Thank y'all.